Hello everyone, my name is Chip, and thank you for watching me in colour. Do you love taxes, but the traditional finishes just don't work for you? Maybe a juggling accident has left you with a severe but understandable respect and fear for swords. Perhaps the Eldrazi and their Lovecraftian tentacles give you the heebie-jeebies. Or like me, the artwork of Soulherder is a glaring reminder that all things, life, love, and the universe are finite, and that no matter what you do, your mortal existence will one day end, and the resulting existential crisis caused by this inescapable fact prevents you from living up to your full potential and often leads to a sink full of dishes. Or you just don't like that Plague Engineer shuts down your plans and blinking your Blade Splicer. Well, today's finisher is Akoum Warrior, a modal double-faced card from Zendikar Rising that can enter as Akoum Teeth, a non-basic tap land which alongside Simian Spirit Guide lets us run a deck with 28 mana sources but no shortage of threats. And now to the deck list. So for today's list, we're running a full playset of all the Death and Taxes staples, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, Leonin Arbiter, and Ghost Quarter. And then because we're running red, we're running 4 Magus of the Moon, 4 Chalice of the Void, and 4 Simian Spirit Guide, just to ramp things out quickly. And trying something new, I'm running a full playset of Charming Prince and Flickerwisp. Now, these cards are very good at exiling your creatures and letting them re-enter so their ETBs can go off again, but they are not quite as powerful as they could be if you were running an Aether Vial. Now, because we're running Chalice the Void, we're not running Aether Vials. So why are we running these? We can't protect our creatures against removal. Well, we're running these because we are running a full playset of Akoum Warrior. We're also running a full playset of Seasoned Pyromancer. So we can discard some cards we don't need to cast in this matchup. Maybe we've got doubles of our Chalice of the Void, get a couple of tokens, draw a couple more cards, use those cards. Then if we hit a Charming Prince or a Flickerwisp, we can exile the Seasoned Pyromancer, do it all again, and keep digging into our deck. And finally, Skyclave Apparition. We're able to flicker out our own Skyclave Apparition, get its ETB again, or we can use the Flickerwisp to exile the token that the Skyclave Apparition leaves behind when it dies. Then we're running 4 Inspiring Vantage, 4 Sunbaked Canyon, and 8 basic planes. For sideboard, I'm trying a couple of new things. We're running 3 copies of Rest in Peace, 2 copies of Winds' Abandon, just like an expensive path to exile, in case we need some more removal, 3 copies of Auriok Champion, and then we are running 2 copies of Bonecrusher Giant, 2 copies of Abrade, and 3 copies of Harsh Mentor. We're trialing Harsh Mentor over our Pithing Needle and Phyrexian Revoker style effects, and we're just hoping it works out. And that's today's deck. Now, just to let you know, I release a video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so if you enjoy this video, be sure to check some of the others out. And if you like this video, by leaving a like, you're letting me know that this is more of the content you'd like to see. And on to the games. All right, we win the die roll. Can't keep this one. Mulligan. Yeah, this one's okay. We'll keep this. Might actually be Flickerwisp to the bottom. I'm going to play Inspiring Vantage go. Opponent leads on a Ketria Triome. Passes to us. Ooh, we draw the Akoum Warrior. Well, we're going to play the Sunbaked Canyon. I think we're going to lead on Thalia. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays an island and passes. Draw a Sunbaked Canyon. Play Akoum Teeth as a land. Go to combat. Swing in for 2. Opponent takes it. We're just going to run out Charming Prince to scry. Akoum Warrior on the bottom. We'll keep Leonin Arbiter on top. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays the plains. Passes the turn there. Okay. Well, we'll go to combat. Swing in for 4. Opponent takes 4. Down to 14, run out Leonin Arbiter. Opponent plays a Growth Spiral in response. Puts a Flooded Strand into play, cracks it, yep, gets themselves another Triome. Okay, Leonin Arbiter comes down, we run out our Sunbaked Canyon, we run out our other Arbiter. Pass the turn there. Yep, opponent casts an Uro, gains 3 life, gets to put a land into play and draw a card. Yep, Field of the Dead into play. They play a Hallowed Fountain, tapped, and they pass the turn there. Draw another Sunbaked Canyon. I'm going to crack 1 Sunbaked Canyon to draw. Another Thalia. Bit less than ideal. Well, play Sunbaked Canyon, go to combat, attack for 4. Opponent takes it down to 8. Pay a bunch of life to run out our Seasoned Pyromancer. Make a token, get a Chalice. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Path to Exile on our Thalia. Yep, passes the turn. We will go to combat. Yep, opponent taps all our permanents and draws a card with Cryptic Command. Gonna play a Sunbaked Canyon, crack it to draw a card. Simian Spirit Guide. Well, we're just going to play Charming Prince. Exile our Seasoned Pyromancer. Go to our end step. Seasoned Pyromancer comes back. Going to discard a Chalice and a Simian Spirit Guide. Skyclave Apparition and a Simian Spirit Guide. Not bad. Pass to our opponent. Yep. Opponent casts an Uro from hand. Gains 3 life. Draws a card. Doesn't put a land into play. And scoops it up. Okay. Can't beat our board. Time to start sideboarding. Now against this deck, what do we want? Rest in Pieces? What do we go down? Trim an Akoum Warrior, trim a Thalia, and trim a Charming Prince. Keep everything else the same. I'm not sure we can keep this one. No, I'm going to keep this one. If we draw a white source, we're laughing. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand. Passes to us. Play out our Akoum Teeth, tapped, pass the turn there. Yep, opponent cracks the Flooded Strand, gets their Triome, plays an island, passes the turn. We do hit an Arbiter. All right, well, we're going to play Sunbaked Canyon. We'll run out Chalice on one. Oh, opponent counters it. All right, well, we'll pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Misty Rainforest, passes the turn. We hit a Plains. Run out the Plains, cast Flickerwisp. All right, Flickerwisp resolves. We're going to target our Teeth. Flickerwisp does look like something that would come in and target your teeth, doesn't it? Go to our end step. Opponent casts a Growth Spiral in response to the Flickerwisp trigger. Get themselves a Flooded Strand. Well, our Akoum Warrior returns. They crack their Misty Rainforest. Yep, get themselves a Triome. Crack their Flooded Strand. Get themselves a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Go to their turn. They play a Field of the Dead tapped. And they pass the turn there. Well, we're going to go to combat. Opponent taps out for their Cryptic command, which is what we wanted. Play our Ghost Quarter. Run out our Magus of the Moon. All right. Opponent has 1 island and 4 mountains. And they scoop it up. Can't beat the Magus. Okay. Damn, I'm happy with that. That is just awesome. All right, we lose the die roll. We're going to keep this hand, though. Opponent's revealed a Loris. Opponent plays a Watery Grave, untapped, and runs out a Hedron Crab. Okay, now this is going to be a game. I'm going to play an Inspiring Vantage, exile Simian Spirit Guide, run out Chalice of the Void. Pass the turn there. Yep, opponent plays a Polluted Delta, mills us for 3. Get a Seasoned Pyromancer in our grave. They crack the Polluted Delta. Get a Snow-Covered Island, mill us for another 3. Yep, mill a Chalice and a couple of lands. They run out a Mesmeric Orb. Well, Mesmeric Orb mills us for 1. Hit a Sunbaked Canyon. Run out the Sunbaked Canyon. Just run out a Leonin Arbiter. Pass the turn there. Arbiter's really good because it means they can't force us to Archive Trap. Can't force us to search with their Archive Trap active. All right, they mill 2 cards. They mill a Visions from Beyond and a Collective Brutality. Yep, opponent plays a Watery Grave tapped. We mill a couple of other cards. And they cast a Glimpse the Unthinkable targeting us. And they pass the turn there. Well, Mesmeric Orb, we mill 2 cards. Opponent's casting a Surgical Extraction. Well, it's a 1-drop spell, so they paid 2 life to discard a card. Gonna play a Sunbaked Canyon. That was probably a mistake now that I think about it. All right, go to combat, swing in for 2. So we could take our opponent off black mana, but that also takes us off white. We do have plenty of red spells to keep us going. I'm just gonna pass. Opponent mills 3 cards. Opponent puts a Loris into hand, passes the turn to us. We mill 1 card with our Mesmeric Orb. Simian Spirit Guide. Okay. Well, we're going to play Akoum Warrior as the Teeth. Going to go to combat. Swing in for 2. No blocks from our opponent. They're down to 11. We're going to run out Flickerwisp. Flickerwisp is going to exile our Teeth. In our end step, it comes back as an Akoum Warrior. Pass it there. Opponent mills 3. Does nothing. Skips through combat. And then casts a Loris of the Dream Den. They play an Oboro. Mill us for another 3. Okay. They pass to us. Mesmeric Orb. Mills us a bunch. Gonna play a Plains. Run out the Magus of the Moon. Yep. Opponent returns the Oboro to the hand. Gonna go to combat. Gonna swing in for 7. Opponent blocks our Warrior with the Loris. Gonna trample over. Take him down to 9. Pass it there. Opponent mills 3 cards. Plays the Oboro. Mills us a bunch. Okay. Passes to us. We're going to mill 5 cards. All right. Well, we'll go to combat. Attack with all creatures. Opponent blocks the Trampler. That is the exact wrong thing to do. And they die. Okay. Game 2. I think Abrades are good. Rest in Peace is very good. Everything else is pretty much fine. We can go down the Charming Princes. We'll trim 1 Akoum Warrior. Run it back like that. Opponent gets to go first. Yeah, this is a fast Thalia into a fast Rest in Peace. Gonna keep. Opponent leads on a Snow-Covered Island. Casts a Hedron Crab. Passes to us. Well, we're going to go Plains, exile Simian Spirit Guide, and run out Thalia. Pass the turn there. Yep, opponent's got another Ruin Crab. Plays a Field of Ruin. Mills us for 5. Mills us for 6. Passes the turn. All right, we hit another land. Gonna play Inspiring Vantage. Gonna exile Simian Spirit Guide. Run out Skyclave Apparition. And we're just gonna take that Ruin Crab. Go to combat. Swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 18. Pass the turn there. Opponent casts a Visions from Beyond. Plays a Polluted Delta. Mills us a bunch.
Passes the turn. Leonin Arbiter. I think we can do that next turn. Are they stopping in our draw step? No. Do they want to surgical extraction us? If they're gonna, I'm gonna put Leonin Arbiter on the stack just in case they're waiting to surgical extraction. Yep, they crack the polluted delta, get a watery grave, tapped. We mill a bunch more cards, go to combat, swinging for 4. Opponent takes it down to 13. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays a polluted delta, mills us a bunch more cards. Nothing relevant in the graveyard. Taps some mana. Collective Brutality, discarding Drown in the Lock, killing our Leonin Arbiter. Okay, they didn't appreciate that. They pass the turn there, hit an Abrade as well. Play Sunbaked Canyon, run out Rest in Peace, exile the graveyards, go to combat, swing in for 4. Yep, opponent takes it all, down to 9, pass it there. In our end step, they crack the polluted delta, get themselves a watery grave, tapped, mill us a few more cards, just a bunch of lands off the top of the deck. Opponent passes to us. We hit a Ghost Quarter. Well, we'll play out the Ghost Quarter. We're going to go to combat. Gonna try to swing in with everything, but something went wrong there. I don't understand what happened, but okay. We'll swing in for 2. Just MTGO things. Alright, opponent takes it down to 6. That's a frustrating mishap. I have no understanding of what happened. I'll watch the replay and figure that out. Pass to our opponent, I think. Okay, opponent's activating Field of Ruin on our Inspiring Vantage. In response, we are going to Abrade their Hedron Crab. Then we are going to Ghost Quarter our own Inspiring Vantage. And we are not going to use Ghost Quarter's ability. Pass it there. Now it's frustrating because we should have had them on 4 right now. But now they have another turn. Thanks, Moto. They do nothing and pass to us. Gonna play a Sunbaked Canyon, go to combat, swing in for 4. Opponent casts a Fatal Push on the Thalia. Okay, Thalia down. They take 2 down to 4. Gonna sack a Sunbaked Canyon to draw a card. Simian Spirit Guide. Okay, well, we'll just pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Snow-Covered Swamp. Hard casts an Archive Trap. Yeah, we're down to 15 cards in library. Passes to us. Just gonna cast my Simian Spirit Guide here. I'm not in the mood to lose to a final Archive Trap. Swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 2. Pass the turn there. And opponent scoops up the match. All right. I'm enjoying this deck. All right, we lose the die roll. Not going to keep this one. Mulligan. I will keep this one. Put Simian Spirit Guide to the bottom. Opponent leads on an Urza's Mine into an expedition map. Passes to us. Well, we're going to play Akoum Warrior as Akoum Teeth. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays an Urza's Tower. So they have Tron, don't they? Play a Plains. Pass the turn. They crack the expedition map. Get themselves the missing Tron piece. Play a Snow-Covered Island. Okay, so blue Tron. Passes to us. I think we're just going to play a Plains. We're definitely holding up counter magic of some sort. I mean, we got to go for it, don't we? Run out the Flickerwisp. Opponent let it resolve. Well, Flickerwisp will target our teeth. Yep, opponent cycles the Nimble Obstructionist. That's fair. Counters the ability, doesn't need to counter the creature. Well, we'll pass to them. They play the Power Plant, run out a Walking Ballista, X equals 2, shoot down our Flickerwisp, passes to us. Well, we're going to play a Ghost Quarter, crack it, targeting the tower, mana their mana pool, and they cycle a Shark Typhoon. Well, we'll run out our Skyclave, target that Walking Ballista. Yep, opponent shoots us for 1, and pass the turn there. Opponent plays an Orboro, swings in for 3. Down to 16, pass to us. Well, we'll go to combat, swing in for 3. No, swing in for 2. We will swing in for 2. Opponent takes 2, down to 18. We will play our Akoum Warrior as the teeth, and we will cast a Leonin Arbiter. Yep, opponent remands it, pass the turn. Opponent swings in for 3. Take it down to 13. Alright, we'll try to run out Leonin Arbiter again. It resolved this time. We'll just play Inspiring Vantage, tapped. Go to combat, swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 16. They cast Repeal on the Arbiter. Okay. They swing in for 3, take it down to 10. They hard cast a Thirst for Knowledge, discard their Mindslaver. Pass to us. Simian Spirit Guide. Well, we're going to cast Leonin Arbiter. Yep, opponent remands it. Going to cast Seasoned Pyromancer. Going to ditch Simian Spirit Guide, Skyclave Apparition, hit a Chalice, and a Ghost Quarter. Well, we'll run out the Sunbaked Canyon, and we will swing in for 2. Opponent takes takes it down to 14. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays the tower. Casts a Thought-Knot Seer. Looks at our hand. Takes the Arbiter. Casts another Thought-Knot Seer. Takes our Chalice. Swings in for 3. Take it down to 7. They pass to us. Gonna crack the Sunbaked Canyon to draw. Hit another Thalia. Okay. Well, we'll run out Thalia. Opponent casts Repeal on a token. Yep. Alright. Thalia down. Run out Ghost Quarter. Target the power plant. Pass it there. Opponent plays a Field of Ruin. Runs out a Mer Battle Sphere. Yeah, happy to call it there. Concede the game there. So what do we want? Chalices are really bad. Harsh Mentors are good against the Mindslaver lock. Bring in some Winds of Abandon. Go down 1 Charming Prince. Run it back like that. All right, this time we get to go first. All right, I'm going to keep. Opponent leads on a Gemstone Caverns. Okay, well, we'll just play our Akoum Warrior. Has the teeth. Pass it there. Opponent plays an Urza's Power Plant. Passes to us. Oh, we'll play an Inspiring Vantage. Run out our Thalia. Pass it there. Opponent plays an Urza's Mine. Passes the turn. Well, we're going to play a Plains. We're going to attempt to run out a Magus. Opponent casts a Nimble Obstructionist. Well, we'll swing in with Thalia. Opponent takes 2 down to 18. They play an Island. And they swing in for 3. Cast a Walking Ballista, X equals 2. We hit a Flickerwisp. Run out Inspiring Vantage. Go to combat. Swing in for 2. Opponent takes it. Run out Magus of the Moon. Opponent swings in for 3. We're going to take it. Draw a Plains. Well, we'll play the Plains. Go to combat. Swing with everything. No blocks from our opponent. They're going to shoot the Thalia for 1. Okay. Thalia down. Oh, Aetherize. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. That's cool. I think we do this now. Run out Flickerwisp. Target the teeth. Pass the turn. In our end step, comes back as a big old warrior. And it puts a counter on the Walking Ballista. Yeah, blows up our Flickerwisp. Swings in for 3. Okay, we'll take 3 down to 11. Passes to us. We hit a Plains. Well, we're going to run out Magus. Play the Plains. Go to combat. Swing in for 4. No blocks from our opponent. Down to 12. Pass the turn. Opponent swings in for 3. Take it down to 8. Passes the turn. Going to cast the second Magus. Go to combat. Swing in for 6. Opponent takes it. No. Aetherize. Returns those cards to our hand. Clever. Go to our main phase. Play a Ghost Quarter. Run out our Magus. Pass it there. Opponent plays an Arborio. Swings in for 3. We're down to 5. They pass to us. When we hit a Plains. Play the Plains. Go to combat. Swing in for 4. No blocks from our opponent. Down to 8. Charming Prince. Gonna gain 3 life. Back up to 8. Pass the turn there. Opponent casts a Thirst for Knowledge. They play a Field of Ruin. They swing in for 3. Take it down to 5. Pass to us. Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, we'll cast it. All right. So Seasoned Pyromancer resolves. Gonna discard 2 cards. We hit 2 Sunbaked Canyons. We're gonna play 1. Crack it immediately. We can't crack it. Okay. Traitor! So we are dead. Yeah, we're dead. They're just gonna pump up their Walking Ballista. Hit us in the air for 3 and we die. All right, we lose the die roll this time. This is a very slow hand, so we're not going to keep. I guess we'll keep this one. Throw away our Plains. Go to our opponent. Opponent leads on a snow-covered island. Passes to us. Well, we're going to lead on Inspiring Vantage and pass to them. They opt in our end step. Play a snow-covered mountain. And they pass the turn there. We're going to run out Inspiring Vantage, and we'll just try for a Chalice on 1. All right, it resolves. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Flagstones. Runs out a Teferi. Ticks up the Teferi. Passes to us. Well, we're going to play our 3rd Inspiring Vantage, and Skyclave Apparition is going to eat that Teferi. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Fiery Islet, runs out the Faladar Guardian, blinks their island, passes to us. Draw a Magus. So if they've got Saheeli, they're just going to win. Play a Plains, go to combat, swing in for 2. Opponent takes it, run out the Charming Prince, target our Skyclave Apparition. Opponent's going to get a 3-3, but we're going to take out that Faladar Guardian. Pass it there. Opponent does nothing and passes. We hit an Arbiter. Run out Leonin Arbiter, resolves, play our Ghost Quarter, attempt to run out our Magus, draws out the Remand. Okay, well, no attacks from us and we'll just pass it there. Opponent plays a Snow-Covered Plains and has the Saheeli Rai, so we were right to take the Faladar. They tick up, scry 1 and deal a damage to us. No attacks, passes to us. Seasoned Pyromancer number 2. Gonna go for it. Seasoned Pyromancer resolves. All right, discard Magus and Seasoned Pyromancer. Hit a Ghost Quarter and a Plains. Run out the other Ghost Quarter. Just pass the turn there for now. Unfortunately, this is just giving our opponent time to combo off. All right, opponent ticks up the Saheeli Rai. We're down to 18. And they pass the turn there. All right, so we've got our Akoum Warrior. Gonna go to combat. Gonna swing at Saheeli like this. Yep, opponent blocks the Charming Prince. Saheeli goes down to 1. And play at our Plains. Just pass the turn there. Opponent cycles a Rawgrim Triome. Okay. Opponent ticks up the Saheeli, scries, Pings us for 1. No attacks. We forgot to do the Seasoned Pyromancer in the end step. Alright, well, we'll go to combat. Attacks the Healy Rye like this. Yep, opponent plays a Snapcaster Mage, targets Remand, blocks the Seasoned Pyromancer, blocks a token, gonna play a Sunbaked Canyon, just gonna crack it to draw, Thalia. Okay, well, we're gonna play out our Thalia. Opponent let it resolve, okay. They're not willing to Remand to get us to blow up their lands. Pass the turn there. Opponent ticks up the Saheeli Rye, plays a Scalding Tarn, passes the turn. Go to combat, swing at Saheeli for 3. Opponent casts a Snapcaster Mage, targets Remand, eats our Elemental, eats our Thalia. So they could have us next turn, couldn't they? We'll just pass it there. Yep, they tick up the Saheeli, down to 15. They still don't have it. Activate our Seasoned Pyromancer, hit another Simian. Gonna go to combat, attack Saheeli for 2. Opponent casts a Lightning Helix on our Skyclave Apparition. Okay, eats both our tokens. Gonna run out the Akoum Warrior. Yep, opponent pays the Arbiter cost, cracks their Scalding Tarn, gets a Snow-Covered Island, casts Remand. Okay, pass the turn there. We are in trouble. Opponent ticks up the Saheeli Rye, casts a Cleansing Wildfire on our Ghost Quarter. Well, we'll sacrifice Ghost Quarter. I guess we'll just target their Fiery Islet. This means they don't draw a card off the Cleansing Wildfire. Yep, they pay the Arbiter cost to ignore the effect, get themselves another Snow-Covered Island, and Cleansing Wildfire does not resolve. They then swing in for 4. We're going to take 4. And they pass to us. We do hit another Skyclave. Well, we'll run out Skyclave. Yep, target that Saheeli Rye. Alright, that's another combo down. Yeah, we're just going to cast a Simian, pass the turn there. Opponent swings in for 7. So they could have a Bolt in hand. Well, we'll go to blocks. Block 3 of it. Yep, opponent kills our Arbiter. We're down to 6. And by Bolt, I meant Lightning Helix. They've revealed that they have one. They cast a Cleansing Wildfire on our Ghost Quarter. Alright, we'll use its ability. Get ourselves a plains. They pass to us. Flickerwisp. Yeah, we'll go to combat. Swing in for 4. Hit them for 4. Run at our Flickerwisp. Target their illusion. Alright, illusion down. Pass it there. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand. Passes the turn to us. Chalice of the Void. Now we could put that on 2. Well, we'll go to combat. Swing in. Yep, opponent casts a Lightning Helix on our Skyclave Apparition. Goes up to 17. Gets a 3-3. 3-3 eats our 2-2. Gonna try to run out the Akoum Warrior. It resolves. Pass the turn there. Opponent goes to combat. No attacks. Passes to us. Draw a plains. Well, we'll play the plains. Go to combat. Swing in for 7. Yep, opponent takes it down to 7. Pass the turn there. Opponent casts a Teferi. Well, we'll activate our Simian Spirit Guide, will we? Or is that an ability? Okay, no, we're good. Teferi resolves. Opponent goes to combat. Swings in for 3. We'll activate our Seasoned Pyromancer, make 2 tokens. Block the illusion with one of them. Opponent bounces a token, plays a Steam Vents untapped, runs out a Felidar Guardian, targets the Teferi. Okay, Teferi ticks down, targeting our Akoum Warrior. An opponent passes there. Gonna just cast our Seasoned Pyromancer, discard our Simian Spirit Guide and our Chalice of the Void, hit a Skyclave Apparition and a Simian Spirit Guide. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna Skyclave, hit the Felidar, go to combat. I think I'm just going to hit them. Yep, they're down to 2. Pass it there. Opponent cracks their land down to 1. Opponent ticks up the Teferi. Yep. Casts a Path to Exile into our Chalice. Casts a Remand. Remanding their own Path to Exile, trying to draw. And they scoop it up. All right. That was a long one. On to the next one. Harsh Mentors can come in. Trim 2 Charming Princes, I think. And a Simian. Run it back like that. All right, we've got a fast Chalice hand we're going to keep. Opponent plays a Fiery Islet. They mulligan to 6. Okay. Passes to us. Well, we'll play an Inspiring Vantage, exile Simian Spirit Guide, and cast Chalice of the Void. Opponent lightning bolts our face in response. Okay. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Snow-Covered Island. Passes the turn. Hit a Leonin Arbiter. Well, we're going to try for that now. Leonin Arbiter resolves. Pass to our opponent. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand. Pays the Arbiter cost. Cracks the Flooded Strand. Gets themselves a Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Passes to us. Could Magus. Yeah, I'm going to play Sunbaked Canyon. I'm going to Magus of the Moon. Opponent has no access to white mana anymore. Swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 15. Pass the turn. Opponent casts a Cleansing Wildfire or Inspiring Vantage. Yep. Passes to us. Harsh Mentor as well. Well, we'll play out Ghost Quarter. Run out Harsh Mentor. Go to combat. Swing in for 4. Opponent Cleansing Wildfires our Sunbaked Canyon. Yep. Passes to us. Hit another Harsh Mentor. Well, we'll go to combat. Opponent scoops up the match. Okay. You know, the more I think about it, the more I realize Harsh Mentor doesn't stop Planeswalkers. So all we brought in really was a vanilla 2/2, but it was enough. And that's today's deck. I really like the Akoum Warrior, however you meant to say it. I really do enjoy it in the red style list, especially with the Magus Moon, Chalice the Void. I love those sort of things in taxes. Simian Spirit Guide doing its normal job, helping us ramp cards out quickly. I mean, ideally, you're exiling the Simian Spirit Guide, getting the Chalice of the Void out, but fast Thalia, fast Arbiter, they're just hard to deal with for some decks. They just can't handle it. The Charming Prince, I liked the Charming Prince, but I think we might be better off with it being something else. Because we aren't running the Aether Vial, we're not really getting the full value of the Exile style effect. The Gaining Life in the main deck, the Scrying 2, both very good. But I do wonder if maybe we could substitute it for something else. And so with the Akoum Warrior, we are running 24. Yeah, with the Akoum Warrior, we are running 24 lands, so we could cut the Charming Princes, we could trim a couple of Akoum Warriors, and we could actually put in a Stoneforge package, which, along with the Akoum Warrior, he holds swords very well. A Maul of the Skyclaves would make him amazing. And then it would give us a Batterskull as well, which is, again, another form of main deck lifelink. Seasoned Pyromancer. I am loving Seasoned Pyromancer in a Taxes style list. One of the things we really struggle with is card advantage and keeping up if we can't beat them quickly, and it just solves that problem. Even just using it from graveyard was a massive advantage. Sideboard and the Harsh Mentor. Now, if we actually read Harsh Mentor, because reading the card explains the card, it's whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land on the battlefield that isn't a mana ability, Harsh Mentor deals 2 damage to that player. So it doesn't hit escape, it doesn't deal with planeswalkers. So we brought it in a matchup where we thought, oh, well, we'll hurt them with their planeswalkers. We still won because it turns out having a bear was all we needed in that matchup. Just having the body for the 2/2 was pretty great, but no, this does not replace your Revokers. This is something we run as well as a Revoker. Still a very good card, but not as good as I thought it was. So Red-White Taxes is probably my favorite version of Taxes. There's just something about Magus of the Moon and Chalice of the Void that makes everything work so well, especially with Simian Spirit Guide being able to ramp out your things a little bit faster. I do miss having an Aether Vial in the main deck, I'm not going to lie. Now, I know a lot of you have asked about green, white, and taxes, and that's what you'd like to see. I'm going to be honest, I find green, white, and taxes very difficult to build. I'm going to try and have one for you for next week. So until next time, have fun.